Hello, I'm Matrixxman, and this is Fact TV South by Southwest. My favorite toy right now is, I mean, not to sound cliche, but it's a TR-909, which is, you know, it's like duh for techno, but yeah, just finally having my hands on one constantly is, it's obviously a lot of fun. And there's you know, a bunch of synthesizers I have handy. One that I'm particularly having fun with is a Yamaha DX21, because I find that the lack of operator voices compared to the DX7 lends itself to being slightly cheaper and shittier in sound, which is kind of good in a sense. I guess it sounds a little janky, for better or for worse. And it's a fairly cheap. It's like, you know, $100 keyboard. It's FM synth. I've run a label with Vinsol, So Wavy. Up until our last release, it's been more sort of Chicago-inspired, Midwestern stuff, and we have plans to unravel something new that's definitely leaning more towards techno. I feel like we try to avoid obsessing on stuff, and some people might argue it's to an artist's detriment to be putting out everything, but there's something really, I think, liberating about not getting hung up on the creative process and not spending a year on like the same EP. So it's you know, feels good to just bang it out and then move on to the next. Stuxnet is, I don't know, it's kind of taking the whole Matrixxman, this persona stuck in the Matrix, as it were, and playing upon the whole digital aspect. I feel like a lot of techno cats inherently gravitate towards space and what have you, and I'm like kind of gravitating towards computers and the technology, you know, and what, you know, everything that's going on, because we are on the brink of like some cool shit happening, I feel like, technologically speaking. And Stuxnet is inspired by the nefarious worm that was developed that brought about the destruction of a lot of nuclear facilities in Iran. It was highly inspiring to see this really complex code that went in and did its thing, laid dormant, and then caused all hell to break loose. So in that regard, I mean, yeah, does my music do that? Not necessarily, but you know, it was obviously inspired by that. I'm an avid science fiction reader. I'm a huge Charles Stross fan, and I have kind of a voracious appetite with that stuff, so I'm constantly pouring through science fiction. As we get closer to the technological singularity, I feel like there's going to be a lot of really cool things that happen, like emergent artificial intelligence. That stuff gets me fucking stoked, thinking about the possibilities that you know, that we potentially may witness in our lifetimes. If you think about it, like if you're trying to put a soundtrack to you know, all hell breaking loose and artificial intelligence emerging and all sorts of crazy shit happening, you know, interplanetary travel and whatnot and all sorts of cool stuff. Techno, there's nothing better than techno. In fact, I can't think, maybe ambient music potentially, but you're not gonna have like folk music playing in the background of some futuristic ass shit, in my opinion.